in the context of what's going on, like, he's not violent, except once. And then he's really violent. Give me a couple of years. I'm going to own this city.
Dwight talks about in the very first episode about some of the great works that he's read while he's been in prison. And I noticed Faust, he even talks about, was it worth being in prison? So I'm curious, do you think in all the deals that are being made in that first episode, does Dwight feel like he made a deal with the devil, or is he the devil?
He's kind of the devil, but he's also been enlightened. Like, I took a couple lines out. I'm going to start adding the back end. He's always quoting Marcus Aurelius, and then he'll do Dante, and then so on, and then different philosophers, and even citing like Copernicus. Because he studied math. He's really quite bright, and that's why you'll find out later on that he makes everyone rich. Because he understands numbers, he understands the stock market. He's really he's really good on a computer. You'll see. I mean, he put his time to good use in prison, and it makes him, a formidable opponent. But he tries to avoid. I mean, the only time he gets physical with anyone, except with poor Fred in the beginning, which, I thought that guy was fantastic. When I hit him with a bottle and the way he fell down, I said, this guy has to be part of the mob forever. So we make him part of the gang. He's like Fred. So we elevate him from that to something like he's like my bodyguard. It's going to be great. But no, I think that he starts out as a devil, and actually eventually you're going to see his daughter, and he has to change. And he really does start to become enlightened. And he realizes, like, I hate who I am, but it's a little old right now to find a new profession. I'm just not going to be, but I won't be vicious about it. I'm not a killer. So he'll continue to do his nefarious things, but in the context of what's going on, like, he's not violent, except once. And then he's really violent. I might be in charge with almost getting shot, because I don't think that's a crime, even in Oklahoma.
I just wanted to talk about the fact that you are both very well-established voice actors as well. And Dana, when I listen to you, all I hear is Lois Lane. So I wanted to ask and give you a fun one. Was anybody, whether he was on set or not, daring enough to do a Sly impression?
Not while he was around.
No, we all did it.
But we all did it when he wasn't around. We would get together, me, Dominic, Vinny, Chris, Calvino. We'd run lines. We'd learn lines together, and somebody inevitably would have to read Sly's lines, and Vinny would always do Sly. That famous Stallone cadence, but never in front of the man.
Andrea, in the prologue of the premiere, Dwight was shown reading Othello, or at least that was one of the books that was in the pile that he's read. Is Stacy Dwight's Desdemona, without spoiling anything, can we define the relationship as pretty much passion and mistrust?
I think that's a very good description of their relationship. Yes. Without saying anything else. But yes, no, I think that is valid. And I think it's two people, again, who are at sea, who are reassessing their lives. They've both been cast into Oklahoma from New York. And they relate and connect in ways that other people there, they don't connect to on a deeper level. But she is an ATF agent and he is a mobster.
Name's Tyson. Welcome to Tulsa.
$2,000 a week. You drive for me now.
What do you think that Mitch gets from Dwight in terms of their surrogate father-son relationship? And what did you get out of your off-screen relationship with Sly?
When Sylvester's character Dwight and my character Mitch get real about their father-son dynamics, I think Dwight opens him up to a little enlightenment of Dwight reveals how he made a mistake with his father. And while my father is presently there and I'm dealing with this sort of conflict or struggle with the decisions I'm forced to make, or should I or shouldn't I, to make things easier on myself, I get to take a look at it from the bleachers. I get to pan back and sort of see that time is precious, and maybe I can endure what seems like a struggle in order to do the best thing for not only my father, but for myself down the line. If something were to happen to him, I don't have regrets. Sly, I've known Sly since I was 18. I walked into Gunnar Peterson's gym. He was my trainer when I was just about to start Troy. And Sly was on the ceiling rope, climbing up it with his legs jacked out, going up and down. And he'd always been supportive, and like he'd taken me under his wing on that one. He always asked what I was up to, what I was shooting now, how this shoot went, how that shoot went. It's kind of unreal because you got the world's hero in there being, a sense of support. And to come on to this one and collaborate with him, make light of the light stuff, but to bring a little heart to those scenes that reveal a little relatability, can tug at your heartstrings. To play with that was a dream, but he's always a motivator. He's got a lot of years behind him. He's had a lot of successes. He rightfully admits his mistakes. He's open at telling me how to go with the flow and try and avoid the rocks. That's what Sly's always done for me, and I cherish him for that.
This a one-off or one of many?
Too soon to tell.